fix an audio setting here. I just realized I didn't do something there. And let's get the lighting going. I had my lighting dimmed because I was doing some other stuff and I was getting kickback. But hi, everyone. Happy Friday. It is definitely going to be a more condensed stream, a little bit more low-key. What I thought was allergies on Wednesdays, it actually turns out it was a cold. So I actually spent a good portion in bed yesterday, just napping. I think I slept for like 2 hours after getting up and getting back into bed type situation. So I'm just going to take it easy today, do a shorter stream. I definitely want to make sure that I get this announcement out though, because the winners have been drawn for the giveaway I was hosting for Stride PR for PAX Unplugged. And we have our 5 lucky winners. Each winner is going to be getting a 3-day badge to PAX Unplugged. I am going to be reaching out to the winners individually too, be sending them an email. They do need to get back to me in time because there are certain bits of information we need to make sure that we have on hand for you so that you can claim your badge properly and all that loveliness. So do keep that in mind. Yeah, my eyes are sensitive today because of this cold. After I'm done with that, I'm going to quickly show you how I made those beds that have been floating around Twitter and Instagram and also on Facebook. You can hear my voice is already starting to get a little bit funky. Sorry. So without further ado, the exciting news, the hip hip hooray. These are our winners for the drawing. So we have Simon P. from Brooklyn, New York. We also have Deirdre D. from Massachusetts, Fernando C. from St. Louis, Sabrina D. from Willows, California, and Sebastian R. of Hollywood, Florida. You are our winners for the PAX Unplugged 3-day badge. You each get a badge of your own. I will be emailing you. You need to get back to me as soon as possible, and I will then contact Stride PR and let them know your information that they need to get the badge out to you and get in contact with you. So those are our winners. There are a couple names in there. When I saw them, I actually got super excited because it's good people getting a really cool prize. I'll probably even reach out to them too individually just to kind of, hi, hello, type of situation. Hello to everyone who is in the chat. It's so good to see you. I did have a chance to say hello to some of you while I was there in the chat itself. But for now, let me show you what's going on with the whole bed thing. So this little fellow is what I had shared and has been seen. Again, I put this up on Twitter. I put this up on Instagram. And I do believe I put the, oh God, Puddin'. I just saw the Willy Wonka reference. Kudos on that one. That was clever. Very, very clever. So I put this up there and a lot of people were interested in how I made this, especially the beds. It's actually really simple technique. It's quite easy to do. The walls themselves are just foam core from Dollar Tree, literally just using its own natural width, which is just a little bit shy of 1/4 inch. Cutting it out so that it's a little bit over 1/2 inch in height. Texturizing everything with just a wire bristle brush. The base is using that cobblestone technique that I've already done before, so that's what went here for the base. And then let's get to the beds themselves because this is so easy and so simple. It's going to be a nice, quick and easy way for people to make up little beds, tiny little beds. And I actually used a lot of scrap material that I had just sort of lying around my studio. So you're going to want to get a hold of the Dollar Tree foam core. This is just a scrap piece for me. This is about 1 inch in length, and that is about what I had these. I think these are a little bit shy, maybe of a full inch. So this is 1 inch in length, and what I'm going to do is basically, actually, I like cutting on this side better. So I want to make this one just a little bit bigger. So I'm going to cut this right here, give it a little bit over the 1/2 inch, kind of playing it by ear here, making this bigger so it's easier to see. So this is going to turn into my sort of pallet mattress type of thing. And then what you're going to want to do is just quickly take a nail file and round out those edges on all sides. It just kind of gives it more of that used look as opposed to, oh, hey, it's a piece of foam. So rounding off the edges definitely does help. You don't have to worry about texturizing this because, again, this is going to be like a mattress cot type of situation. So just, again, round those off so that it's beveled and it's not sharp corners. You can see right there. Really quick and easy. If you're going to be doing a lot of these, I'm going to be drinking a lot of water. I'm sorry. If you're going to be doing a lot of these, do make sure you have a face mask on though. The dust kickback can get to you. So that's basically your mattress. Now, the pillow itself, I am going to, here we go. Like, I know I had a little tiny, I'm just taking another little tiny scrap piece, which this is a 1/2 inch wide. And I'm going to just cut off a little smidgen of a piece. Okay. It is memory foam. It's a memory foam mattress. The minis are getting the best mattresses ever. Memory foam. Hello, Crafters Forge. Thank you for joining us. So same thing as the mattress, as I did with the pillow. I just go through and just bevel those edges. And you can even have fun with the pillows and sort of change the angle of your cuts a little bit. If you want to make it look like a more rumpled pillow, you can do that too. It's a similar technique as to what I did with the more formal style beds video tutorial that I have on my channel. So yes, we're making beds today. So what I do with pillows is I will take my thumbnail and just sort of score what looks like little fold marks into it. You can see right there. Just so it has sort of like that look of someone put their head on that. So that's the pillow. Okay. Now you're going to take your low temp hot glue gun. And by the way, folks, my heart's breaking. I had to replace my hot glue gun. The little yellow fellow, he was petering out on me, and I have had that one for 15 years. So, for the first time ever on this channel, say hello to my new hot glue gun. It's one of those El Cheapo dealies from Walmart. Again, we'll see how it lasts, but for me, the key whenever I do my crafting is a low temp. And so this is the new one. I haven't named him yet, but yeah, I seriously, like, I was sad. It's still up over here. I still have it. It's going to take me everything to like throw it away. I may not even throw it away. I might just like put it in like a little box and display it. So you just take a little light bead, not a whole bunch, of the hot glue and just put it underneath the base of the pillow and then glue it onto your mattress. I know. Old Yeller. It's sad. It's so sad. So that gives me the base here. Okay, so this is sort of like your mattress on the floor cot type of situation. Because, yeah, this is actually based off of a brothel. It's from the Cartway's Black Market, which is in the Zobek, streets of Zobek, as well as the Zobek Gadgeteer. And I've been working off this map to create all these different pieces for their terrain layout. And this is what I worked on right there. That's the brothel right there. Not exactly owned by the best of people. It's super shady. But this is what created the inspiration for this. Okay, so you can see if I do this, that's where one led to the other. Hence why it's set up like this in this cell-like form. Make a statue of it. I really should, Kelly. I really should, because that little thing has been so good to me. So here we have the little bed, and it does help to get a whole bunch lined up first. Now, for the blankets, this is what people really got crazy over. For the blankets, I have straight up just Bounty paper towel, not crazy with the prints type, just their basic absorbent textured kind. All right. And what I do is I actually use the back panel, because on the front you see it has like this swirly whirly, almost like paisley shape thing going on. But when you flip it to the back side of it, you have just this straight up, not so much detail, but there is texture. And it's that texture that really gives that cool look to the blankets and everything. So what I do, because this is a double ply, is you're going to want to divide it. So you can save the front piece for, blotting your brushes. What you want is the back piece. And this does peel apart nicely. I don't know where that came from. That was probably from my ripping it off the roll. So you want to get this back piece. And you can see once I take the front piece off, that's where all that funky texture goes. All right, so I'm going to put that to the side. That's still good. I had assumed it was rooms for telling secrets. I know, I made a brothel. That was a fun thing. Someone's like, it's a monk cell. No, it's not. It really isn't monk cells. So this is what you get left with once you peel it apart. And it has this really fantastic texture to it, which shows nicely when you put paint onto it. And that's where you can see the texture in here already. So all of that translates beautifully. And again, this is the Bounty paper towels. Really just find any paper towel that has a good texture to it, but it doesn't go crazy with patterns is the key to that. Okay. There are even some tissues that will do that. Sometimes those splitting tissues, that's not what I want. Holy hell, cold medicine. Splitting the tissues, you might find it gets too thin. Let's not drink rubbing alcohol, kids. That would be bad. It's a good thing I inhaled that, because this is why we're keeping it short, folks, and we're not using knives today. At least not too many. So what you want to do is just basically grab my scissors, take a little pair of scissors, my tried and true little crafty guys, and you're just going to snip out basically like a rectangle, a small rectangle. And then the next step is really what makes the difference. And this is a product you've heard me talk about before, heard me addressed before. So you want something about this size. If you want, you know, finite measurements, it's just under an inch and just under an inch in width and just over an inch in length. How's that? So you can see next to each other. You essentially want it to be able to feasibly cover the bed. Okay, so that's kind of how you can guess if you have the right amount here. So what you're going to do now, yeah, brothels are definitely rooms with secrets, without question. So what I'm going to be using is my Mod Podge Ultra. This is the gloss simply because it's arm's reach. You can use the gloss, you can even use the matte. The finish isn't as important so much as the consistency of what this is in terms of being able to shape and create. So what I do is I put the blanket right on top and... One moment, please. My scrap cardboard disappeared on me. Oh, it's fine. I'll just wipe off the cutting mat later. So what you're going to do is, first of all, with this product, you do want to shake it. It's also the exact opposite. Yes, yes, it is. So what you're going to do is just quickly do a couple spritz. You want to make sure this gets nice and wet. And it does have this funky blue coloration to it. That goes away. Don't worry so much about that. Then what you want to do is just kind of have fun with smushing the blanket around to get a little bit of texture. And you don't want to press, because if you press, that gets rid of the fabric folds. So that was literally just, you can see right here, that was just my moving the fabric around. And I'm just going to gently pat to lower it just a little bit. And then I want to have this dry. And you can accelerate the drying by putting this near a hair dryer. You can use it near a heat vent right now if people have their heat on. But that is literally all it takes to get this textured bed sheet on there. And again, you can just nudge it around a little bit with your fingers. Like, okay, you want more of the bottom of the bed to show? Just push that up and you'll get the blanket rumpled up. And again, you're just going to want to pat that down. If you feel like this is getting too dry, you can very easily do another couple of spritz and get that more saturated. And that is basically how these bed sheets got made. Once it dries, you can then go in and basically all you need to do is first coat it with a mixture of Mod Podge, just straight up Mod Podge, okay, classic Mod Podge. Again, you can use the gloss, you can use the matte. This part is not so important about the finish. So what you're going to do is basically mix this in equal parts Mod Podge with, I did burnt umber. So mix it with burnt umber. If you want it dark, you can add in some black. And then basically paint your bed totally with it so that everything is coated. And you're going to let that paint layer dry. And then what I did is I went in and I painted the mattress a khaki. And then the pillow itself, I painted an antique white and let those dry. When those two bits got dry, I then went back with various color paints and I painted the color paint of my choosing. I varied it, as you can see here. So I went in the different colors and I painted them on. They went on quite beautifully and quite easily. And then let that color dry as well. Whether you want to do red, the blue, the green, whatever is fine. Now, when all of your base colors are dry, what you're going to do is go in and with the snowflake white, this is also from Apple Barrel, I took my snowflake white and I did a very light dry brush across everything. Blanket, pillow, mattress, catching the edges, everything like that. So doing all that will bring the texture out a little bit more of everything you've just done. Let that color dry. You can basically, you want to get not quite a true white, sort of an off-white. So you can even do like a granite gray or something like that. Just very lightly, easy-handed, go over and do that. Let me put this guy down because he's getting sticky. So once you do that, I then went in with the Agrax, Citadel Agrax Earthshade, and did a wash of that on all of these, and that dingied up everything. So then I got these dingy beds with the rumpled sheets for reasons, and that is literally how these beds get made up. It's very quick, it's very easy, it's very simple. Like I said, it helps to do an assembly line. That way it gives you a quick and easy set it all up. And you could do that too, but no, quite frankly, it's going to take you longer to do the 3D print than it does to do this. Just a heads up. So that's really how these beds got made. With the curtains, I know people are going to ask about the curtains too. Guess what? Same paper towel stuff. Except what I have done is, because I have a few empty bottles of these, I have found that you can actually take this and I will do, when it gets to about here, on the bottle. I'll take my cheaper airbrush paint, mix it in with this so it's equal parts of the paint to the Mod Podge Ultra, swirl it around, start spraying, and it turns into a sprayable paint. The mechanism in these bottles actually can handle having the paint, as long as it's airbrush paint, thrown in there. Kelly, the floor has been done as the cobblestone floor on one of my previous live streams, which is why I'm not going to address it, but that's where you can find the technique, absolutely. So what I do is I just mix up the Mod Podge Ultra with the airbrush paint in the color that I want, and I just spray it on to the paper towel, let it dry. Trim out the length of fabric that you need, and I basically just folded it up so it looked like a curtain, and then ran a bead of hot glue along the back edge of it, put it onto a toothpick, shaped the hot glue a little bit around it to make sure it was secure, and that's how the curtains got created on the rod. Very simple, very straightforward. So this is really the basics of how I got this fabric look going for the blankets as well as for the curtains. The key component here is the Mod Podge Ultra. This is something where you want to be using this. Yes, you can do the EVA glue mixed with water if you wanted to. However, it is the spraying factor that I have found made it very easy to do this technique. When you try and get into doing it with paintbrush and stuff, because I have done it in the past as well, it gets sloppy. Before it loses strength, if you dilute it anything past half and half, it gets a little bit weaker, I have noticed. I will say that. But this is a product I now always have on hand, both in gloss and in matte. I use this for sealing everything. And the nice thing is you can spray this in your house. I actually have big old cardboard boxes where I will put the pieces I need to seal up into the cardboard box. Shake always, quick couple of sprays to the side to make sure the pump function is working properly, and then just spray away and get going. And it'll seal your product up nicely as well. So this is how I made those beds. Step by step, here we go. And this is the end result. Very quick, very easy, but really cool impact to it, which I was surprised to see how well received it was. So I'm very happy to share this technique with you. But yeah, that's how I made them. So this is sort of like a live stream tutorial and announcement all in one. So you can apply this to various other techniques if you wanted to for fabric looks. The key component for that is just make sure that the paper towels you're using, again, don't go too crazy with patterns. Or you have, like what this has on the back, just a simple pattern. This almost looks like burlap when you get down to it. Do you have to clear the spray after each use? No. I literally just cap this and I'm going to be good to go. If you don't cap it, that's where the problem jumps in. But I just cap it and I go for the next round, next time I need to use it. It's a lovely product. I have been using this now for almost a year because they sent it to me before it even came out to market. It's been great. I have found so many uses for it. Like I said, the discovery that you can mix in airbrush paint with it and turn it into a spray. So it's actually kind of like a priming spray sometimes too. I will do that. So to me, that technique is really revolving around the Mod Podge Ultra spray factor. So again, that's how that got done. Hopefully it answers any questions for those of you watching this VOD mode. You can always ask me questions in the comments below. Let me just one more time go through. We have our 5 lucky winners from the PAX Unplugged 3-day badge drawing that I hosted for Stride PR for PAX. And again, our winners are Simon P. from Brooklyn, New York, Deirdre D. from Massachusetts, Fernando C. from St. Louis, Sabrina D. from Willows, California, and Sebastian R. from Hollywood, Florida. So yeah, those are our winners. Very, very excited for them. I'm going to be in touch and let them know that they have won. And hello, HC Magic. I'm actually about to wrap this up. I'm sure you can hear it in my voice. I have a cold and there's no way I'm going to be able to talk for a very long time at this point. In fact, you're probably hearing my space heater going because if I turn that sucker off, I start shaking like a chihuahua. I get so cold so easily. Have I tried it with inks? I have not tried it with inks, Kentucky Fried Gamer, because I don't have inks on hand. I actually don't use inks really at all. Not that I'm averse to it, I haven't gotten any inks is what it boils down to. It's not a medium that I have here. But if it can handle the airbrush, I wouldn't be surprised if it couldn't do the inks. This is my brain on cold medicine. Who are all these people whose last names are on letters? People would probably get very upset with me if I gave their location as well as their last names. Oh, thank you so much, Opera Ghost. But yes, that is the nutshell of it all. Thank you so much, everyone, for joining me for this quick little stream. Again, I hope this little quick and easy bed technique comes in handy for you. And again, the whole using the paper towel with the Mod Podge Ultra sprays, there's a lot of applications for that now that will accelerate your putting it together. Oh, trust me, Dungeon Matron, I'm on top of things that you can create for different looks and everything like that. Like I said, I used to do the whole mix some Mod Podge with water, mix some EVA glue with water, and put it on the paintbrush, da-da-da-da. This takes a lot of the guesswork out of it. Is this the right blend? And it also takes down the mess factor, as well as I found it dries a lot faster too. So this is going to be it for me for a little bit because I have Mace coming up next week. Now I am hoping that we all have a chance to kind of at least, well, I'm going to try just to kind of do some quick little streaming from probably my phone. I'm going to see if maybe I can do it onto the Tweeter. We'll see about that. And just say hi to everyone and everything like that. If you're going to be at Mace, do be sure to stop and say hello. Just please be sure to introduce yourself first and ask for hugs. A lot of people want to come up and give me great big hugs because I am a petite little lady and I'm told I'm huggable. But I love giving hugs. However, I like to be checked with first. So once I get back from Mace, I'll then get back into doing the streams and everything like that. You can catch me one more time Sunday evening where I'll be DMing on Kobold Press's Twitch channel, The Last Air. We're going to be doing episode 14 and then we're going to have 2 more episodes after that. However, we haven't picked up for 14, was it? I think I have to double check. 14 or 13. We haven't picked up for a second season though, so I think we're gonna have some fun with exploring what my players want to do, and we might leave things on a cliffy before the holiday season kicks in because we're gonna give ourselves a little break. But that is it. I look forward to catching you all up on the adventures of Mace after next week. I may even just jump in and do a live stream from the hotel depending on its quality, kind of like what I did with D&D in a castle, for those of you who remember, where I just kind of jumped in and like gave the rundown of what went on that day. But always good to see the familiar names in there. Always good to see new names in the chat. I thoroughly enjoy doing these streams with you twice a week. And for now, I hope you all have wonderful weekends. I hope you had an enjoyable Halloween. And I will see you all on the flip side after Mace is done. And the funny thing is when I get back from Mace, the insanity continues because I have to get things finished and pulled together for PAX Unplugged. Unreal. So that's it for me. Thank you again for those of you coming in at the tail end of this, because like I said, this is a tiny little stream today because not doing so hot already. Take care. Be good to each other. Be good to yourselves. And I'll see you on the flip side on the socials. Bye, everyone.